A man becomes wise when he learns to filter the signal from the noise and the truth from the lies in order to find the diamonds in the dirt. My friends, I used to say this all the time. It just hit me a minute ago. Our only focus truly is to determine, is price going up or down? Sideways sometimes, but it's really, is it going up or down? If we're in a long move, we want to make sure it's continuing to go up. If we're in a short move, it's still going down. But that's what we want to determine on a daily basis as we look at the charts and decide what we are doing. That's it. It's really a binary decision, up or down, 0 or 1, one or the other. So again, let's make sure that we focus on that. It's not any more complicated than that. And it's also not any more simple than that, because you are competing against machines, people, billions of other transactions. Let's jump into these charts. Stocks are up for the day. Everything else is down. I told you guys yesterday, I expected that it would not be easy. I said, have a feeling, even though stocks were down yesterday, they're going to be up on Friday to not make it easy for us to determine if this run is over. And of course, we have not determined it's over. We still have a good bit of bullishness, more on the NASDAQ than we do on the S&P, but we are still long and we are paying close attention to where things are. We ended the week punching through the weekly trend line. We have a little red doji right there on the S&P 500, up 0.57%. You can see over the last 2.5 days where things tracked sideways and down and then popped up at the end of the day with lower volume, 0.57%. So we are still weak. We are watching. We are waiting. We are seeing if indeed this move has ended. Is there going to be a big catalyst this next week? It's going to send it up or down, or are we just going to continue to punch sideways? When did we most recently do that? Well, we did it for many weeks on gold, did we not? And then gold took off up again. So we have no idea which way it's going to go. We're going to continue to pay close attention to what we see happening in the market. We saw volume in the morning falling off in the afternoon. First day of the latest 2-day candle, about halfway to average. Of course, we were well above average on that last one, all that ranging. Those of you who took the volume training, you know now more. If you took that yesterday, the Anna Cowling information, and again, recommend her books highly. She goes back and looks at, of course, the things that matter most, volume and price movement, and what price movement to volume actually means. So if you haven't taken that training yet, please do so. Look at your show notes from yesterday. If you're not getting the show notes, how do you get them? You just go to chartingwealth.com, sign up for free. We'll send you one email a day, each market day. That includes the video you're listening to now, a special training in there, and all sorts of information that will help you. Now, this is where we are on the S&P. We see weakness. We'll be paying close attention as to what happens this next week. NASDAQ 100 up a little bit more than the S&P 500, 0.66% for the day. Ended with a green spinning top, again below the trend line. Lots of volume for the week. Green volume doesn't mean up volume. It just means, because red doesn't mean down volume, selling volume, means that we opened higher than the prior close. Red volume means you opened lower than the prior close. So again, we are below the weekly trend line. We can see on the 2-day chart, first day of the latest 2-day candle, it's a little bitty red doji. We saw a doji in the morning. We saw a little up movement in the afternoon. You see where things have been sliding sideways on the NASDAQ underneath that weekly trend line, not punching as far as the candle itself goes above it. Again, volume's been okay. Like we said, fell off in the afternoon. So again, like the S&P, we are watching this next week to see just what is going to happen with the NASDAQ 100. Some inherent weaknesses in stocks. Now, Let's look at where we are with 20-year U.S. government bonds. We can see it was a weak day. Things down at the end of the day a little bit, 0.15%. But we had an up week overall. Average volume, we're okay on the volume on the first day of the latest 2-day candle. Not a big candle, though, not reaching that prior high because it was a down day. We'll see how things go on Monday. We are still seeing that we are, more than a coin toss, bullish. The back test accuracy, again, 65% on the back test accuracy. So nothing I'd be writing home about, but we do have decent candles, at least on the weekly chart. So we are technically long on bonds. Now, what about gold? Gold finally pulling back some after all these days of run up, big run up for the week. We saw some ranging in the morning with tons of volume as price was being sought. It did not make it, and of course it fell off in the afternoon with above average volume down 1.88%. We can see the latest 2-day candle, lots of volume there, but we saw that prior high on the 2-day candle, that was the Wednesday. Thursday was at 396.87, 397.28. So again, we did go to a higher spike during the morning and then falling off in the afternoon. So we are still very decently long on gold. We are paying attention to this pullback. We had one happen. We had a red down candle, similar to the one we see right now back on the 9th. That was Thursday in the afternoon, the 9th of October. Then things slid sideways for a day and popped up again starting on Monday, the 14th, in this last week, up until the end of the week. So we are still long gold. And where are we on Bitcoin? We are still bearish. And of course, we are down for the day 1.63%. Bitcoin has been digital gold, as they like to call it. Well, it has been moving the opposite of gold these last many days, spiking down 3 big stair steps down on the 2-day candle. Lots of volume backing up that move down. Lots of volume backing up the move down this week in Bitcoin, crushing through, jamming through that prior weekly trend line. It was only a 2-week weekly trend line, but really falling off there. So lots of pulling back energy. We're a little more in a coin toss, bearish on Bitcoin, but bearish no less. And my friends, that is where we are as we end the week. We are still long gold, bearish on Bitcoin, bullish on 20-year U.S. government bonds and stocks. We are wondering where they're going. Are they going to digest these prior up moves and then jam up again, or are they getting ready to roll over and there's going to be a bloodletting in the stock market? One of these days it's going to happen. I've been telling you, we are watching closely. So stick with us. We always love to hear from you. If you appreciate what we do here, do consider becoming a Patreon member. At least give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And be sure to subscribe at chartingwealth.com so you get the daily emails. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.